into a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. It could be legs long, it could be legs out to the side. You could have a cushion or a bolster, something to support you. We're not going to stay here for too long, but we're just going to get started like this. So, take a deep breath, breathe out, nice and loud. Close the eyes down. Breathe in through the nose. And then sigh it away. One more like this. And then gently open your eyes. We're going to bring our hands into our heart center and do our Namaste flow pranayama. So I'll just do it once and then you can join in. So we're going to take a breath in here. So breathing in. As you breathe out, push your hands away. As you breathe in, take the hands up and you can look up if you want. As you breathe out, take the hands out to the side. Breathe in, bring them back to the middle. Breathe out, push to the front. Breathe in, hands come up. Look up if that's comfortable. Breathe out, arms out to the side. Breathe in, hands to the middle. Close your eyes, go with the flow. Breathing out, push forwards. Breathe in, take the arms up. Breathe out, arms to the sides. Breathe in. One time on your own. Hands come back to the center. Keep the eyes closed, let the hands just drop down, adjust the clothing if you need to. Just keep sitting in this quiet space, feeling the sit bones on the floor, grounded to the earth, any part of the legs and feet. As you listen for any sounds you can hear in your environment. It could be traffic, people talking, doors closing, whatever it is, just acknowledge it and then let it go. As you feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Breath coming in and flowing out. And then after the next exhalation, just letting the eyes gently open. So we're going to be doing some head circling here. If you have any issues with your neck, sometimes it helps just to shrug your shoulders up, because as we take our neck to the head to the side, it just decreases the length that the head can move. So we're going to just gently take our head off to one side. And then tuck the chin in as you bring it down towards the chest. Rolling to the other side. And then either coming straight forwards through the middle, or if it's okay, taking it round to the back. So remember, looking after your body. And so just closing the eyes and gently flowing around through those 4 points. And we'll do that another 1 or 2 times. And then when you get back to the starting point, going around the other way. And then coming back into the center. Perhaps giving the shoulders a bit of a shrug. Not rushing if you're still circling. Going the other way. Beautiful. Taking, is that your right hand? Or am I mirroring you here? Beautiful. Take your right hand to the floor, your left arm up and over. And just gently letting that roll off while you keep that hand grounded, feeling that shoulder press down. Just feeling the breath come and go. To let that go and swap over to the other side, maybe having a wiggle through the middle. And then off to the other side again. Remember to ground down through that hand on the floor. And coming back through the middle. Again, if you need to move to release, just feel whatever it is that your body tells you you need to feel at the moment. From here, we're going to ground down again that right hand for you. Take the left arm up. We start to do those rainbow ones, you know, those ones where you go over as if you were painting a rainbow, then off to the other side. And you can start to play with this, and you could bring it forwards. You could turn your hand so the palm faced up. You could let your head follow your hand. So remembering there's no right or wrong for any of these things. It's about what it feels like within your own body. And then once that hand touches the floor on the other side, swapping it over just nice and fluidly. And just feeling the difference between the two sides and what feels right on one and doesn't feel right on the other. I know for me that's the case with this side. It feels much tighter. And then when this hand presses down again on the other side, bring it down. You can either stay on the hand or you can come onto the elbow. So hand or elbow, or even taking the hand further out, and see what that does for you as you move through this series again, this flow. And then again, as that hand that's sweeping touches down, moving off to the other side. Last one here. Should come back in through the middle. Just adjusting yourself so that you can come to stillness. Close the eyes down. Again, just a couple of those breaths where you breathe in through your nose and sigh out through your mouth. One more like that. And gently opening the eyes once more. From here, hands come onto some part of your thighs or knees or legs. We're going to do our seated cat-cow. So as you breathe in, you're pulling the hands back towards you, really contracting those shoulders. As you pull the chest forwards and perhaps the chin comes up a little bit. And as you breathe out, you tuck the chin in and let the hands slide down and you round through the spine. So you're breathing in and breathing out. And again, closing the eyes, moving to your own breath, feeling whatever it is you're feeling within your own body. And last one here. and back to the middle. Beautiful. We're going to do those foot sliders now. So we're going to come sitting with our feet in the video. Sitting with our feet flat, our knees bent, and just bringing our hands underneath our thighs to start. We're going to be doing a neck release using our feet, and that's because everything is connected, all that fascia underneath. So all you need to do here is to just look up to the ceiling, notice where you stop, and put some kind of imaginary mark where that range of movement is for your neck tonight. And then come back to the middle, and then just lean back on your hands. We'll start with, doesn't matter which foot, I'm going to start with the one closest to the camera. So we're going to lift foot. We're going to slide just a little way. Then I want you to squish your toes, curl your toes. Place your foot flat on the floor. Slide back. And then with your foot firmly planted, just lift the toes off the floor. So it's lift, slide, curl the toes, flatten, slide, and just lift the toes, keeping the rest of the foot grounded. So we're going to do that twice more. Lift, slide, scrunch, flatten, slide, and lift the toes. Last one. Lift, slide, scrunch, flatten, slide back. Now this time I just want you to lift your big toe, then your second toe, then the third toe, the fourth toe, and the fifth toe. How challenging is that, hey? Give your feet a bit of a curl, a bit of a squish around. Come back up to this seated position. And simply just let your head look back again. And I don't know whether you're looking at what you're looking at or looking at me, you can actually physically see that there's much more movement through the neck. So let's do the other side. So just leaning back, relaxing. So lifting the foot, slide, scrunch, flatten, slide, lift the toes, heel, slide, scrunch, flatten, slide, lift the toes. Last one. Heel, slide, scrunch, flatten, slide, lift the toes. And again, have a wiggle, release your hands, taking the hands back under the thighs and letting the head come back. Magic, love it. All right, we're going to come onto all fours. So coming up onto hands and knees. I haven't got my usual yoga mat, but if you've got a yoga mat and you've got issues with your wrist, you can roll up the front of your mat, place your palms there and let your fingers hang over the edge, and that will just take some of the weight off. So from here we're going to start all these movements at the tailbone. So breathing in, lift the tailbone up, let the belly button come down, and then looking forwards with the head. As you breathe out, curl the tailbone, round the spine, push into the palms and tuck the chin. And then closing your eyes. If you've got your nice quiet music on in the background, just moving to the timing of that. Just moving to your breath. Last one here. Beautiful. And then coming onto your elbows or coming onto your knees, depends how you are. You can't see me now. Just shake out your hands just to release the wrists and then come back to the all four position. From here, we're going to I'm taking my left hand underneath. We're going to take our left arm under. If you've got issues with your shoulder, you can rest on your elbow here. Otherwise, you take your hand all the way underneath you and you're making a kind of archway with this hand up here. There's no weight in your head. And then you breathe in, you push into that supporting hand and come back again. So again, taking that arm underneath, coming down onto elbow or shoulder. No weight on the head. And then gently as you breathe in, pushing back on up. Excellent. From here, I'll show you this view and then I'll turn around. So we're going to stay in this position, but take one foot out to the side. So I'm going to turn around so you can see what it looks like front on. And you've got your foot grounded on the floor. So we're going to do that cat-cow again that we did before. So as you breathe in, lift the tailbone up and lift the head up. And as you breathe out, rounding, pressing down, keeping that foot grounded. And again, just listening to your body. Last one. And coming back to the middle. All right, from here, this one's a nice challenging balance for you. I'm going to make sure I've got enough room here. So as you breathe in, lifting that leg off the ground. And it is quite owie into your buttock area. So you're on the inside of your foot now, lifting up with a nice flat foot. You might cramp a bit in here, so just use your flat palm or a fist. So we won't do too many more of those. From there, we're going to come up if your knee permits. Can't see my head now. All right, so we're going to come up. If this is no good for you, you can come to standing. We're going to be doing a bit of a slide here into gate. So from here, you've got the opposite hand up in the air to the leg that's out. Take a breath in, get nice and tall. And as you breathe out, sliding down. You can either stay there or breathe in, come up. If you want something a little different, instead of having your hand with your palm towards you, you can face it towards the ceiling. And then finish with that one. So we come back down onto all fours. We're going to go through that to the other side. So again, on all fours, taking the other leg you didn't do out. Now you can't see my legs. There we go. Out to the other side. Still can't. Okay. And cat-cow from here. Keeping that foot grounded. You might feel something down the inner thigh. Finishing up here, getting ready for that balance where you're lifting that leg off. And if you were taking note before, my other leg is much more flexible. Last one. Beautiful. Coming up, turn around. Cutting my head off again. I'll get this right one day. It's only the second time. So the opposite hand is up to the leg that's outstretched. Take a breath in, growing long, breathing out, leaning over. Either staying there or breathing in, coming up, breathing out. And again, pushing that palm away if you want something a little different. And then coming up, we're going to be making our way onto our bellies. So while you're coming down onto your belly, you can have a drink too. Don't forget, we're made up of water, so we need to recharge, refuel that water. Right, if you've got glasses on, feel free to just pop them in front of you. You stretch your arms out and then place your forehead on the floor. Now, while I'm talking, I'm going to lift my head, but feel free to just keep your head down. So just taking some deep breaths here. As you breathe in, feel that connection of the belly on the floor. And as you breathe out, feel everything soften down, sink down, ground down into the earth. Now we're going to add that Ujjayi pranayama here. So you're breathing in and out through your nose, but as you exhale, you constrict your throat. Sounds a bit like a soft snore or the ocean in a seashell. So breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose, but make that soft sound. Don't stress if it's your first time and you're not quite sure. We'll do it lots. And so this breath works on the thyroid gland. Really good for controlling hormonal balance, body temperature, regulating the body. One last one of those here. And so from here, we're going to do the top half of our body, then the bottom half, and then put both halves together. We're going to do that Superman. So as you breathe in next, lift the head and one arm. Keep the bottom half of the body on the floor. Breathe out, come down. Do the other side as you breathe in now. Lift up and down. And then if you can, breathing in, lifting both arms. It doesn't have to be a long way off the floor. We'll do that another time. One side. The other side. And then both sides together. Now resting the top half down as you breathe in, lifting one leg. Now again, it doesn't have to be high. And then down. Then the other side. And down. And keeping the pubic bone grounded, both sides together, lifting up and down. Once more. One side. And the other side. And then both sides. And then just taking another breath here. So now we're going to do the right side. So as you breathe in, lift the head, the right arm and the right leg. Ground down. Breathing in, the left side lifts up. And then ground down. Now we're going to do both legs, both arms and head. Breathing in, lifting up. And down. So let's do the right side again. Right side. and down. Left side and down. And both sides together. And down. Rest the forehead down. Come back to that breathing in and out. Now we're going to be coming up into child's pose. So if you have any knee issues, feel free to stay right where you are. So otherwise, if your knees are okay, hands come to under shoulders as you breathe in, pressing up. And we're going to take the toes together, the knees apart, press back, and then stretch the arms forwards. Now, if this is not comfortable, make 2 fists and rest your forehead here. If you've got a bolster or something that you want to use in your practice at home, feel free to use that. Otherwise, stretching the hands forwards and resting the forehead on the floor. So this is a great resting pose. So we're going to stay here for a few breaths. But this can also be an active pose. See what happens when you pretend that under your palms you have an egg. You want to come up onto your fingertips as if you had an egg under each hand, and notice what that does through your shoulders. It turns this pose from a passive pose to an active pose. And of course, you've still got your head down. I've just got mine up so that I can speak a bit clearer. From here, walk your hands around to the right a little bit and then put your head back down. And you'll feel a stretch through the left side of your body. As you breathe in, lift your head up, walk back through the middle, around to the left. Placing the head down. Fingertips are still active. Breathing in, coming back through the middle. And then softening down. Really let this be a passive movement for you. From here, we're going to come over onto our backs. So making your way onto your backs. If you took your glasses off, make sure you put them back on so you don't step on them. Coming onto our backs, bringing knees up over chest, just releasing off. It could be a gentle rock side to side, drawing in and out. And then we're placing the feet on the floor. And you've got your yoga mat. I've got a round mat tonight. So take your little toes so they're touching the outside of that regular yoga mat, or a little bit more than hip width apart. Have your hands gently a little way away from your body by your side. You take a breath in. As you breathe out, let your knees drop off to one side. It doesn't really matter which side. As you breathe in, they come back in through the middle. And breathe out, they go off to the other side. And just shutting your eyes and just moving in time with the flow of your own breath. I'm going to do that once more to each side. And come back to the middle. Just bring our knees up over our chest again for a gentle release. Perhaps giving the ankles, letting the feet go around in circles one way and back the other. And then paddling one foot forward, one foot back. scrunching the toes, feeling any cracking and popping. And then I just want you to hang on to your right knee with both hands and let your left foot either go to the floor or go long. I'm just going to move back a bit so you can see my feet. Ooh, almost. Almost. All right, so we're holding on to that right knee and the left leg is long or bent. Depends if your back's sore. Having it like that will work much better. And you can still do this move and I'll show that option in a moment. So leg is long and you want to pull your toes back towards you and let your toes come out to the side as if you wanted your little toe to touch the floor. Now as we breathe in now, we're going to lift that leg just a little way. And as you breathe out, you'll feel that gentle draw in of the right knee. If you're doing this from your knees, from having your knee bent, just lift that leg a little bit. So we've got our foot out to the side, we're going to lift, let it down and feel how that right knee wants to just draw in a little bit. Just be careful you don't get that tension in your shoulders. Have that nice and soft. Just one more. And then from here, turn your foot back up so the toes are towards the ceiling. We're going to do that again. You'll feel a little bit different in this position. So lifting up, placing down, and feel that gentle draw in of the right knee. Last one. Now, turn your big toe in towards the floor. So you're internally rotating your leg. And you mightn't lift as much here. You might feel something in through the hip area. Last one. And then just give that knee that you're holding, give it a circle around one way, a circle around the other. And now I want you to stretch that leg long now. Let your arms come back by your side. And just coming back to allow the body to acknowledge any changes that may have occurred within it. I know for me, I can feel that my right buttock feels a bit flatter to the floor. My right foot has rotated out a bit more and it feels a bit longer. And it's nice just to breathe. So let's draw the left knee up now and do the same on the other side. So having that right leg long, let the little toe go out to the side. As you breathe in, lifting that leg up. And then breathing out, let it gently rest down. Feel how the left knee wants to just come in a little bit more. And you're also getting that chance now to do a comparison about what this side feels like. And of course, there's no judgment. It's just how it is within your body right now. So let's do one more with the toe out to the side. Turning the foot so the toes are towards the ceiling as if you were standing flat on the floor. Breathing in, lifting up. And down. Making sure the shoulders aren't tense. Last one. And now turning the big toe in, rotating internally, breathing in, lifting up. And And releasing that left hip, taking the knee round in a circle one way, back the other. And then stretching the leg down, perhaps windscreen wiping through the feet. And arms gently by your sides. Closing the eyes. Gently checking in with your body as we get ready for our relaxation. Making sure that you have whatever it is that you need to be comfortable. Perhaps you need to put a pillow under your head, put a blanket over yourself, turn off a light. And when you're ready, coming back to lying on your back, or perhaps being on your back's not comfortable for you. Perhaps you need to turn onto your side. What do you need to do to be comfortable for the next few minutes? And then when you've found that spot, that nice place, let's just come to some form of stillness. So once again, check in with any sounds you can hear where you are right now. But perhaps, if you're lucky enough, it's very quiet. You can tune into the silence. You start to feel the weight of your body, the space it occupies on the floor, grounding down to the earth. Feeling the weight of the heels if you're on your back. Parts of the legs touching the floor. Any part of the hips and buttocks. The length of the back. Feeling your shoulder blades underneath you, your shoulders. Any part of your arms, hands touching the floor. So as you listen to sounds, you can hear where you are. Feeling the weight of your body. Just feeling the breath and noticing that too. Not trying to change or alter it. Just notice the rise and fall of your belly. With the in and the out breath. And perhaps you're feeling the breath, not so much in the belly, but in the diaphragm, under the ribs. Perhaps the breath rises from the belly and the diaphragm up to the expansion of the chest. Maybe as you're doing this breathing, feeling the front of your body, as you breathe that full breath, what's happening underneath your body, into your shoulder blades, into the back of the body. What's happening to the sides. See if this breath can expand like a balloon, forwards, backwards, sideways in space. remembering that sounds may come and go. Breath will come and go. Just resting in this ease, this peace you've made for yourself until you hear my chimes. And even then, not rushing back. Very gently, very slowly, letting the breath lengthen, sighing it out. Beginning to bring small movement to your body, moving fingers, moving toes, stretching, yawning, as you do when you awaken from a lovely slumber. Or gently rolling over to your right side and pausing there. And just allowing yourself to take stock of how you feel right in this present moment. Remembering that the word yoga comes from the Sanskrit to yoke, to join together. And we're joining together the mind, the body, and the breath. Joining through gentle movement, gentle breath practices, relaxation and meditation. And thanking yourself for giving yourself this time out to do that, especially in these pretty stressful and hectic times we're living in right at the moment. And sending out love, blessings to all and to Mother Earth. Very gently, we're coming up to sitting. Back to sit so you can see the screen. Just keeping that stillness and that quiet for yourself. So we bring our hands into prayer in front of our body, closing the eyes, closing the energy circle around our body. And until we meet again, may you be free from inner and outer harm. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. And may you look after yourselves and all those around you most joyfully. Namaste.